What up, YouTube family? We are back with another tutorial. And let me start off this with a little disclaimer. Your boy is not cutting. Okay, this goes to all my clients, all my peoples. I am not cutting. I recorded this before they shut down the barbershops. But this is going to be a bald fade, and we're gonna trim the top a little bit. This is gonna be a mid-bald fade with like a slight comb over. It can actually do whatever he wants with the top type deal, but we're just gonna do a little comb over in this video with a nice mid fade. But to start off our shear work, we'll make a guideline on the left side of the head, the middle of the head, and the right side of the head. And that's a section, not a guideline, my bad. But to start this off, we're gonna go ahead and grab that middle section, and we're taking off about 1/4 inch, following that all the way to the back of the head, making our guideline. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit better angle right here. Well, not really, because my hand's blocking it. But we're gonna comb that all over to the right. And now that guideline that we made with the middle section, we're gonna connect with the right side of the head. And this is a horizontal section. And you'll see me pull it up. And I have my guideline. And I'm just gonna follow it all the way to the front of the head. It's real simple, guys. As soon as you find a process in anything, your fading, your shear work, how you attack a haircut, all of that, it's just a matter of doing it and perfecting it. And for me, starting off, like I said, shear work was real difficult for me. I used to just grab hair, pull it back, grab hair, pull it back, and just cut without really knowing if it was even. But with this, it allows me to be efficient and have nice sections that assure me that I'm having a nice even cut that when styled will lay nicely. And now I'm gonna grab some hair from the middle that we already cut and comb that over to the left side, and we're gonna do the same exact thing as we did on the right. So I'm gonna take horizontal sections and just connect it with the middle, and you'll see right here. And with shear work, guys, don't rush it. You know what I mean? Take your time. Make sure that if you don't see a guideline, you don't cut it. You know what I mean? If you can't see a difference in length, don't cut it. Because if not, you're gonna make an uneven cut. You feel me? And here you'll see the longer hair. I'm just gonna cut that joint. Now I'm just drying the hair, not giving it any specific style or anything. We're just getting the client's hair dry so it's not wet when we start the fading process. Alright, to start the fading process, we're gonna go in with our clipper closed, and this is a mid fade, but he doesn't want a C cup or an arch. So we're gonna start at the top of that C cup area, and then drop it towards the back to the bottom of the occipital bone, and that is going to be our first guideline. And if you've been following me for a while, you'll notice I'm fading a little bit different. I'm gonna keep the hair at the bottom of the fade. Reason being is because I found that the contrast between the hair at the bottom and the fade allows me to see dark spots a lot easier, and it makes my detailing process stand out a little bit more. You feel me? So we're gonna bald it out anyway. I just decided to keep it at the bottom. I just wanted to explain that for the people that have been with me for a while and seen how I usually fade. And to follow that up, we're gonna go in with our clipper open about a little bit under 1/2 inch. I would say about finger width. And we're making the guideline in the back of the head a little bit thicker, because that is the part of the head that is it's larger. You know what I mean? You have a bigger canvas and area to fade. It's not really smushed together, so I like to stretch the back out so the fade is consistent throughout the entire head. And to get rid of that first line in between the closed and open, we're gonna go in closed, attack it a little bit, open it up a little bit more, and by the time we do that, that line should be pretty much blended. And and then you can always go back in detail. So we go in closed, open, and in between we'll go closed, open a little bit more, open a little bit more, and that line should be, for the most part, gone. You feel me? Now we're gonna make our next guideline with our one guard all the way open, about the same width as the first guideline that we made. Again, we're just staying consistent, making sure that guideline is even all the way through. And then here I close that one guard just to soften up that line in between. It's not going to get it out, but it's just going to soften it up because we are going to hit that line with the half guard. Alright, now we're going to go with our two guard all the way open. And this is going to be the biggest guard that we use. This is kind of going to blend into the top enough to the until we get to the shear over comb. So this is going to be the biggest guard, our two guard open. And we're not making this line really hard. We're kind of flicking, trying to blend into the top as best as possible before we go in with our scissors. And then right under that, we're going to go with our 1.5 all the way open. Right under that 2 open. And here you'll see me close it. And this is just softening up that line, getting that blend, you know what I mean, slowly but surely together. That is not the coronavirus, guys. Do not go in the comment section and tell me I got corona, because your boy don't. But this is the half guard open, and then I'll close it gradually as needed. And when taking out a line, if you don't know how much it's about to take off, always go in open and then take it off as needed. You feel me? Because you can always take off hair, but you can't put it back on. And now we're just kind of detailing those dark areas. It wasn't perfect the first time through, which it never is for me. So I always try to get through my process and my fading steps as quick as possible. And then I'll spend another 10 minutes just detailing. You feel me? So here we're going in with our clipper open, just attacking that line that I see there. Using a lot of the corner of the blade to get into those dark areas so we don't take off too much hair. This is my one guard open. Again, attacking those dark areas, because we know what we set those lines in with, so we should have an idea of what we need to get those lines out. You know what I mean? And you can see the more you detail, the more that blend comes together. And usually when I'm cutting in the shop and not recording the haircut, I do make my guidelines all the way around the head. But for recording purposes, I did one side of the head, and then I moved on to the other side of the head. You know what I mean? Just for recording purposes. But we're gonna go ahead and connect it with the back, and this is our clipper all the way open, just like we did on the right side of the head. Just stick to the process, guys. Trust the system that you have in place, and just try to get it the best you possibly can. You know what I mean? Because you can't really get a perfect haircut. There's always going to be little flaws. You know what I mean? But you can definitely get a haircut to the point where it is the best that you can do. You know what I mean? And to get rid of that first guideline again, we're going to go in with our clipper closed. And you'll see me open the lever gradually as we move to the top of that guideline. But family, due to the current situation with the corona, I want to know how you guys are doing. How it's affecting you and your community and the way that you live. So down in the comment section, let me know how it is for you guys. And yeah, anything that you guys need prayer for, let me know. I got you. Any advice, I got you. Just comment down below how you guys are doing in this season of life, and I will gladly respond to you. And this right here is our one guard open. softening that line. So when we go in with our half, we don't have much to do. And this right here, again, is our biggest guard, the 2 guard open. Just flicking out, not making a hard line, just so that blend process, when we attack it with the thinning shears, it's a lot easier. Alright, and this right here is our 1.5 open, right under that 2 open. And we're just gonna, again, soften our line up, and then we'll close it as needed. You feel me? And you can see as we do it, it starts coming together. Shout out to my client though. This is my dude Ben Angelo. He drives all the way from Cleveland, which is about 35 minutes away, just to come get a cut every single week. And I really appreciate it, dude. Real cool guy. It's my homie. And now we're going in with our half guard. You see me play with the lever a lot, just to see what works in getting that line out. And then we're always just gonna go back in detail. If you guys have me on YouTube and do not follow me on Instagram, follow me at Drake Clipperhands. I put a lot of content on there. I'm trying to grow it. You know what I mean? My goal for the end of the year is 10K, and I'm still grinding for that. So if you can do me a solid and go follow at Drake Clipperhands, I would really appreciate it. And now to move towards the back of the head, we're going to go ahead and get rid of that first guideline. Closing it and opening it gradually as we move to the top, figuring out what works and what doesn't. A lot of trial and error. Here I'm just trying to figure out the angle I want his head. My bad, guys. And man, none of us expected, this to happen, where businesses would be shut down. We would be stuck in our houses, and you know what I mean? Just kind of cautious about things that we didn't think about before. But when I said earlier, we have to learn to kind of find peace with it. You know what I mean? Because that's out of our control as people. You know what I'm saying? And all we can control is how we respond to it. So a dope quote that I got from Inky Johnson goes like this: peace is the result of retraining your mind to process life as it is, rather than as you think it should be. And a lot of times as people, we have an idea of what life is and what it should be, and when it doesn't go our way, it kind of throws us off our game and unmotivates us. But life changes, things change, you know what I'm saying? And you kind of got to process life as it is and find peace with it, and understand that the Lord has a plan in every circumstance and situation, whether it seems like it or not. You feel me? So figure out how you can adjust your life and your lifestyle to the current situation, and try to just be a beast in it. You know what I mean? Because all you can do is roll with the punches. You know what I mean? But here we're going to go in with our half guard open and close it gradually. And as you can see, this blend is really coming together. And especially in this detail process, you're going to see how we just elevate this cut from an okay fade to a great fade. You know what I mean? Because you never want to settle for anything less than great. As human beings, we're made to be great. You know what I mean? You're put on this earth, and why not try to be the best you could possibly be? You know what I mean? Don't waste the life that you have. It is God given. You know what I mean? You have talents and abilities that the Lord has given you, and you know what I mean? I'm not gonna waste that. I'm gonna work as hard as I possibly can to be the best at it. You know what I mean? Right here, you can see that real heavy line. So we're gonna go in with our one guard open, and just go at the line, attack it, use a lot of the corners. And when learning how to fade, the back of the head was always the hardest for me, because it is where the left side and the right side meet. You know what I mean? And that's crucial. You want to make sure the blend is even and consistent throughout the entire shape of the head. If not, you know what I mean, when you look at someone from behind, the fade is gonna kind of look off. It's gonna look slanted. There's gonna be a lot of dark spots. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure you're spending for me, I have to spend a little bit extra time blending the back. And now where we left off with the 2 open, this is where the shear over comb is going to come in handy. This is our thinning shear. And I'm just, you know, going at the line, softening that up, bringing it together. And when doing this, I kind of go with the comb and flare out. I don't go directly into the head. I kind of flare out with it. And I'm just, you know, cutting those hairs, thinning it out a little bit. And you can see how the transition from, you know, the skin all the way up into to the longer length on top comes together the more that we do it. And I recently actually just started using thinning shears. I didn't used to use them before, but I ended up using you know, one of the barbers at my shop's thinning shears, and I was like, yo, this like saves so much time, looks so much better. And I never turned back. And right here you can see that blend. It's looking real tough, you know what I mean? It needs a little bit more detail, but it came together really nice. It's coming together real nice. And for me, like I said, that hair at the bottom just helps me you know, it just brings a greater contrast and allows me to see darker areas a lot better. So we're gonna start off by lining up the corners. He is thinning and really light in the hairline area. So we go ahead and just line up the corners slightly. We don't go across the entire head. But we're just cleaning that up a little bit. And here I'm gonna use my card from @SeanCutsHair by Tune45. And this saves a lot of business cards, you know what I mean? As you guys saw in my previous videos, I used to have business cards that I cut into this shape, but he already has a pre-made one that is really good material that washes, and you can reuse it as often as you want, you know what I mean? And we're just putting it on the hairline area, filling in those light and thinning spots, just so we can enhance this haircut and take it to that next level, that Instagram quality haircut that catches attention, you know what I mean? It didn't need it, but we're just gonna go ahead and sauce. And now we're gonna go ahead and ball out the bottom with our trimmer. And I'm just kind of flicking out when I get to the top of that hair, just so we don't make another line. And you can see as we take the hair off, like right here, that blend is coming together. So nice. That joint is blurry. That transition from the skin to the top with the lightness to dark, the gradiency, beautiful. Even the blend in the back with the crown area, we left some weight there. We didn't just shave that boy off. It suits his head very well. And now we're gonna follow with the shaver just to get it a little bit closer to the skin, so that transition is looking a little bit more elite. You know what I mean? Thought we was only fading heads out here. We fade beards too. But before we start off fading the beard, we're gonna take it down with the 1.5. Just line it up a little bit, get it a little bit more to the face, a little bit cleaner look, you know what I mean? And to start off the blending process into the beard, we're gonna make our first line at the bottom of the ear, and we're just gonna ball that out just like we did with the bottom of the fade. And we're gonna follow the same steps that we did on the head. We're gonna go with our clipper open, and then we're gonna attack that line with it closed and open it gradually as we move down. And it's the same process, but blending the beard is a little bit easier for some reason. I don't know what it is. It's a lot easier. And this is our one guard open, and then we'll close it. And that beard blend is coming together. Once we put the line on there with a little bit of color, that blend on the head and the beard is gonna look so elite. It's gonna catch so much attention when people you know, see him. They're gonna be like, yo, where'd you get your haircut from? Because not a lot of people get those deep blends into the beard, so when you get it, it definitely stands out. Alright, and now we're gonna do the same exact thing on this side. That boy's staring into the camera hard. And we're gonna go with the shaver. But what do you guys prefer more? A nice full beard, you know what I mean, with a little blend at the sideburn, no blend at all? Do you like the faded beard? Let me know what your guys' preference is down in the comments. So now we're gonna go ahead and put the line on this boy, and we're gonna start off by lining up the back of the beard. You don't want to push this in. You want to keep it as natural as possible while getting it as natural as possible while getting it as sharp as possible. And for his neck, he had just lined it up a couple days beforehand, so it wasn't a lot to do as far as in that area. And look at that right there. That's before we put the line on the top of the beard, and that is looking super clean. Let me know what you guys think about the cut so far in the comments. And now we're just gonna get all those stubbles that we didn't get with the clipper, and just you know what I mean, make that line up a little bit more sharp. And for the beard, I always start at the top, go to the bottom, and meet it in the middle. And when I get towards you know, the mouth area, I always ask them to blow a bubble just so I can get that nice round shape on the beard. And we're keeping it natural, so it's nothing crazy, but we are gonna add a little bit of enhancement just so we can make that beard look a lot sharper. And I only recorded one side of the beard, sorry guys, I don't know what happened to the other side, but we're gonna go ahead and apply some enhancement on that line that we just made. And we want to keep it natural looking, you know what I mean? You don't want to make it look painted, but we are gonna use some enhancement. And you can see, just filling in those lighter areas. And this is the cut, YouTube, the nice mid fade with the blended beard. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Follow me at Drake Clipper Hands. Hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment. And yeah, catch y'all next time, family.